Good afternoon, everyone. It's Stretford. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream, guys. I hope everyone is feeling good. 24 hours until Manchester United face their toughest test under Ruben Amorim's regime, which is a game against Arsenal, of course, guys. A game that, you know what, fills me with so many memories, good and bad, to be honest with you. But each time we had an adversity against Arsenal, we seemed to bounce back, didn't we? And we seemed to win something. We seemed to do something huge, of course. Not least in 97-98 when we lost the league title to Arsenal. We went on the next season to win the double, of course. We all remember that, don't we? I mean, thank you very much, Arsenal, for the rivalry that we've had. But you know what? Without Arsenal, you know what I'm saying? You know, they kept us on our toes, so to speak. It's a bit like, you know what I mean? Hold this for a second while we improve. And we did every time we played against them. Whether it's the pizza, the battle of the buffet, whether it is Manchester United 6, Arsenal 1, whether it's Manchester United 8, Arsenal 2, or whether we lose the league title to Arsenal in 2000, and of course 4, which was Will Tord, of course, scored, of course, guys, which was a horrible experience, of course, for those people involved, everyone involved, of course, guys. Big up, Darko. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice. Big up, Kazi. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. So, look, in this show, this is the match preview between Arsenal and Man United. Of course, it's the biggest game in the last 30 years. Not the biggest, but I'll say the best game in the last 30 years. Man United and Arsenal put the league back on the map when the Premier League went out into doldrums in regards to dinosaur football, hooliganism, and stuff like that, of course, guys. We all remember, don't we? Those of a certain age, of course, guys. Big up, Darkro. Bro, Sal, if I had an option to choose of one victory at Arsenal, would you choose the win tomorrow or the win in the FA Cup? I don't know. That's a horrible question. I'll say the league, Darker. I'll say the league. I have to say the league. We need to move up that league table. We've proven that we can win the FA Cup. Of course, we need to start moving up that Premier League table. That's a hard question, Darker. I never want to lose to Arsenal because at the end of the day, when we lose to Arsenal, you know, the fans milk it. They get a little bit too enthusiastic and stuff like that. Ciao. Bro, we're facing Arsenal in the FA Cup again, and I hate that. Absolutely, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because personally, I think the FA Cup is a bit of a farce. I think it's a little bit, something sinister's going on there. When you look at the fixtures of the other teams, you know what I mean? Teams playing Salford, Accrington, Stanley, Tamworth, and Man United play Arsenal. It's typical, isn't it, at the end of the day? You know, no, forgive me for thinking that it's a setup. Do you know what I mean? Forgive me for thinking that, of course. Bro, we're facing Arsenal FA Cup again. Absolutely. Yeah, big up, Muffin Man. Ben Griggy, what's going on, Muffin Man? It depends what you mean by muffin, man. It depends what you mean. I do like muffins. I really do like muffins. I used to be a baker, by the way, not to forget, of course, muffin man and all that. But I think you meant Saeed's channel, not mine. Thank you. Kazi, FA Cup against Arsenal is rigged. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, mate. I'm telling you. I think the same. I mean, you're not the only one because it's no coincidence. Have you heard about, I spoke about it earlier on, about the warm balls in the pot. I mean, I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but the warm balls in the pot, basically there's a few balls in that pot that are hot. And you have to pick out those two balls for it to be like the game against, like, for example, Arsenal against Man United, of course, guys, which is, you know, I mean, a tough game for Man United. Well, probably the hardest game away to Arsenal at the Emirates. You know, I mean, at least Man City give you a chance. I mean, if I was to think about hard games, probably Liverpool away and Arsenal away. Two very difficult games that we could have played. We couldn't get much more difficult than that, could we, at the end of the day, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? But we got it. And do you know what happens in football? Survival of the fittest. You've got to win what's in front of you. You've got to win what's in front of you, of course, guys. And that is what the most important thing is going forward, of course. I mean, if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best, basically. By all means, there's been far better Arsenal teams. There's been far better United teams. So I don't think we should really worry about Arsenal too much. I know they're going to come at us. They're going to run at us. They're going to, you know what I mean, be intense and stuff like that. But this is a great opportunity for these players to show what they're made of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right, I'm going to get into it, guys. I want to get into this game real quickly. I'm an old school guy, of course, guys. So I go way back, way back. You guys probably can't remember. But a lot of the games, I mean, I've attended, I've seen live, you know, regards to Man United against Arsenal, of course, guys. One of the games that sticks out in my head is this game. It was Manchester United 6, Arsenal 2 in the cup, guys. That was an absolutely amazing game. It was an amazing game, of course, guys. It was an absolute crazy, amazing game, of course. When and you know what? One thing about it, Lee Sharp had an absolute diamond performance in that cup game, of course. But Highbury, obviously, you know what? It was a small ground. I used to hate Man United going to Highbury. I used to dislike it with a passion. Man United going to Highbury, of course. You know what? But that game, it really typified a new Manchester United, the Manchester United that are coming back. Of course, the beautiful blue and white shirt, of course, you know, and, you know, I mean, look, that game was fantastic. We've had some good hidings, of course, against Arsenal, of course, man. We've had some, we smashed them up a few times in our history, of course, guys. Absolutely smashed them up in our history. You know what? When we think about Arsenal, we think about the history and we think about, you know, the past, it does bring back a lot of memories, guys. You know what I mean? Not least last season when this goal was disallowed for Garnacho, which was not offside, by the way. For me, it was not offside. It's meant to be clear and obvious. It was not offside. Man United should have won the game last season, and obviously that changed the whole complexion of that season campaign because it knocked the stuffing out of us, to be honest with you. It really did knock the stuffing out of us, of course. But you know what? I mean, I want to talk more old school because Man United against Arsenal rivalry started years ago, of course, guys. It started many years ago, of course. When I was just a child, of course, guys. Not least the 1998-99 season when we defeated Arsenal in the treble winning season, of course, to nick them at the last minute, of course. And the last game against Arsenal, of course, against Tottenham Hotspur, we picked them to the post, of course, and won the league at Old Trafford playing Arsenal, of course, with Andy Cole getting the goal, of course, guys. Andy Cole with the goal. Absolutely amazing, you know, time. We went 1-0 down in this game, of course. But you know what? We came back to win, showing the character of the football team. It was a fantastic result, which led us to the treble. Now, a lot of Arsenal fans would say, you know what, if you didn't win the FA Cup tie, they would have won the Premier League title, etc., etc., etc. I beg to differ, though. I do beg to differ. But, I mean, the FA Cup tie did have a huge bearing on it, if we're being honest. It's nonetheless the save from Peter Schmeichel, of course, which kept us in the game. And then we ended up winning the game, of course, against Arsenal with being down to 10 men. Arsenal had an opportunity to win that game, but Man United's character shone through. I truly believe that the save from Peter Schmeichel at that time, you know, really held us in good stead to go on and win the treble, in my opinion. So thank you, Arsenal, for that treble winning season, because you know what, without those moments, you know what I mean, we wouldn't actually, have won the treble. I personally believe we lost to Arsenal in that time, we wouldn't have won the treble. But it hasn't all been glory, guys. We have lost a few times. Obviously, the big result against Arsenal when we lost 1-0 at Old Trafford. We never lost at Old Trafford back in them days, though, guys. We never lost at Old Trafford. And we ended up losing 1-0, which absolutely destroyed the 97-98 season. You know, a whole culmination in problems in that season, a whole load of injuries, etc. You know, but Arsenal went on an amazing run. For me, the best Arsenal team, this was the best Arsenal team, in my opinion. It was better than the 2004, obviously, invincible team, in my opinion. It was. But you know what? Those sort of memories, these memories, I hold them in good stead because these games, they created who we are. You know, adversity to the stars, basically. They put us back, you know what I mean, on the focus to come back and do even greater things, which we did in 98-99, of course, winning the coveted treble, of course, guys. But there has been a number of fantastic games between Man United and Arsenal. And you know what? One thing what typified the Man United and Arsenal is the rivalry between Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger. So Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger go way back when Arsene Wenger first came to Arsenal. And you know what? Alex Ferguson made a comment about him coming from Japan, the league in Japan. And obviously, Arsene Wenger threw his rattles out of his pram and got upset about it. But Alex Ferguson said he comes from Japan. He doesn't know nothing about English football. And English football, he doesn't know nothing about English football. Absolutely. And it was a great time to be around football back then. Absolutely loved it back then, guys, in regards to the rivalry we had, because you know what, we improved each other, guys. If we're being honest with ourselves, we improved each other. And the great thing about Arsene Wenger and Alex Ferguson is that they came back and they become friends, they're buddies, you know what I mean? Respect was always there. The respect was always there. There was no cheating. There was nothing like that. We won things organically. We did not buy the title. We did not, you know, we have oil money. You know, we won things organically with money that we earned, which was more obviously respected. And it is till this day, of course, guys, absolutely. Of course, Arsene Wenger is a proper character. I remember being at this game when Arsene Wenger got sent off. Of course, I've been in the crowd, of course, guys. I mean, an absolute laugh. You know what? At the end of the day, at that time, back 2010, you know what? The respect was there. And you know what? The rivalry, the intensity was starting to ease down a little bit back then. But you know what? It was, you know, great times and a great memories that I will cover forever. Of course, Arsenal don't like us. Of course, the big game again, when we ruined their invincibles, of course, we're the ones who ended their invincible campaign. Of course, the 48 games unbeaten, whatever it was, and 49 became a defeat against Manchester United. I personally feel Manchester United got a little bit fortunate in this game. I'm going to be honest. The referee was a little bit kind to us in this game, but that's the only time I've ever seen a referee be kind to Man United, if I'm being honest with you. Ruben Nistelrooy scored the goal, the second goal, the penalty. I think it was the penalty, the first goal, which of course set Man United up to beat them and end that unbeaten run from Arsenal. We remember a year before that, Ruud van Nistelrooy missed the penalty, hitting the crossbar, of course, which led to Arsenal's so-called invincible season, of course, guys, which was a very, very disappointing thing looking back in hindsight that it happened, of course, guys, absolutely. But in more recent times, if we think about more recent times, the last time Man United actually done anything at the Emirates was, of course, the moonwalk from Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard did do the moonwalk at the Emirates, absolutely, in the jam-packed stadium. Absolutely. It's like the return of Michael Jackson, definitely. Absolutely. It was a fantastic result, Man United winning the game, of course, guys. But Man United haven't been really lucky at the Emirates. We haven't been lucky at the Emirates in a number of years. And this is where we need to change things now. It's been years since we won at the Emirates, of course, guys. I mean, times like this, when Man United smashed up Arsenal in the Champions League, I mean, they likened it to the knockout of Pacquiao against Hatton. That's how they likened this game. That goal from Ronaldo was absolutely astonishing. I was at this game, guys. The ball just slapped the net. You can hear a pin drop. You can hear that ball hit the back of the net as it smashed into the back of the net back then, of course, guys. Absolutely incredible game that was. And it typified who Manchester United were, you know. But I'm not going to just talk about our Man United and our successes. Of course, Arsenal have had their successes against Man United. Arsenal have won the league at Old Trafford. They sing about it. They get very giddy about it, of course, guys. And you know what? Those are the memories we like to erase from our memory. But I'm just bringing up an example right now when we played Arsenal. And you know what? Those games, you know, those special games. And you know what? They won the league at Old Trafford. We smashed them up enough times. We actually ruined Arsenal fans' mental health, in my opinion. If I'm being honest with you, we really did. Especially these kind of results when we won 8-2 against Arsenal, of course, guys, all those many years ago, beating Arsenal 8-2 with a team that included Carrick and, you know, Ashley Young and players like that, of course, and absolutely swept the floor with Arsenal, of course, then back in them days, guys. But there has been a lot of great memories, of course, for Man United. Of course, you know what I mean? The lob from John O'Shea. We all remember that lob from John O'Shea. The fighting. I mean, what it made it even more spicy is the fact that Roy Keane, Gary Neville and Vieira spat in the dressing room before the game. You know what I mean? And then for Man United to come out and absolutely wipe the floor of Arsenal. It was very embarrassing for Arsenal, especially with John O'Shea looping the ball over the goalkeeper to make it Manchester United 4, Arsenal 2. What a game that was and what a result that was, guys. Lots of memories in regards to... I got a whole load of memories in regards to Arsenal against Man United. I remember the Cantona free kick, of course. You know, Cantona scored a couple of great goals against Arsenal. I remember the Charity Shield against Arsenal at Wembley, and we won the game. We won on penalties. I remember that well. It was technically shared, of course. All those great memories, of course. Sorry to bring you down memory lane, guys, but it is Arsenal against Man United. Lots of history, and it's very, very important that we realise, those players realise what the game is, how important this game is going forward, of course, guys. Let's go through some of your comments. I've fallen way back, of course, guys. Way back on these comments, guys. Absolutely, way back. 2-2 draw, says Kazi. 2-2 draw. You know what? I'll be honest with you, Kazi. I'll take it. I'll take it all day long. Sal, old school will end. I'm 2030. The Sal, old school will end in 2030. Big up Dark Row, anyway. Then in 2030 years after 2000 will be old school. Old school is still now, mate. Old school is still now. If you can't remember, it's not my problem. Big up. Absolutely. Greetings, Sal. Big up, Jim. Big up. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, Jim. Man United win 2-1 or 3-2. I take that all day, Jim. I'll take that absolutely spot on. I will take that, my friend. I will take that. I will take that. Please, Man United win tomorrow. That would be lovely. That would be absolutely lovely, absolutely beautiful if Man United win tomorrow. Of course, that chesty hair. I remember, Sal, absolutely the chesty hair. My goodness me. What a game that was. What a game that was, guys. I mean, I'm old enough to remember it, guys. I was, at that time, 98, 99. I was 16, 17 years old in that season, and I was enjoying my youth, and you know what, watching Man United conquer the world, of course, guys, it was fantastic. And you know what, that game typified Man United against Arsenal, especially the fact that we were down to 10 men, the adversity. We should have won the first game. It was 0-0 in the first game, went to a replay. That Ryan Giggs goal, you know what I mean, forever. Why did he take off his shirt, though? Why the hell did he take off his shirt? He shouldn't have done that, bruv. He shouldn't have done that, of course, absolutely. I'd say 2-1. Big up, Jim. I'll take that all day long, of course. Absolutely. Yes, he was. CF knew how to play the game. Absolutely. Mentally, physically, on the pitch, off the pitch. He was just an absolute genius, of course, guys. And look, I've got 99 people online, guys. 99. What a year, of course, guys. Bringing back the memories today with the 1999 season, of course. Also, luck was many times. Luck, I wouldn't say luck. You make your own luck in life. In my opinion, luck, you make your own luck. There was no luck involved in it. Man United fought to the end, never gave up. And that's why we won trophies. That's why we became the great team that we were, because we never gave up. It wasn't just about talent. It was about not giving up. Do you know what I mean? There's not many decisions you will look at over Sir Alex Ferguson's tenure and say, you were lucky to get that. You were lucky to get that. You know what I mean? If there was, I admit it. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Try free. How you doing, my friend? Sir Alex versus Jose was peak Premier League. Absolutely. Sir Alex Ferguson, Wenger. Forget Jose. Sir Alex Ferguson, Wenger was absolute peak. Two teams in the peak of their power, of course, guys. Jim, South loved our rivalry with our Arsenal. I loved it, mate. I loved it. You know what? It brought the best out of both of us. It brought the best out of two teams, didn't it? You know, I mean, at the end of the day, we didn't like each other. But at the same time, you know what? We needed each other in a way, because, you know what? We were raising each other's game. Arsenal beat us in 97, 98. And without that defeat in 97, 98, we might have not got those signings in 98, 99. You know, we might have become a little bit more content of where we were. But we improved and we ended up winning the treble. And we didn't make the same mistake as we did the year before. And most Man United successes, especially when we've won major trophies and doubles and trebles, it's always come after an adverse season where we've lost the league in the last day of the season, or we've done poorly in the previous season. That is how it used to be, guys. And I hope that soon that this whole thing will come back, of course, guys. One day it will. By hook or by crook, it definitely will, of course, guys. Most hated man, Arsene Wenger. Hated but respected. Hated but respected. Hate's a strong word. I mean, I hated him back then, Jim. I hated him back then. Very, very much so, Jim. But now it's more, I look back on it, and I look back on it in fondness. I look back on it and I say, you know what? You know, what a time to be alive. What a time to be watching football. Do you know what I mean? What a time. You know, and it was a great time, of course, guys. An absolutely beautiful time. I mean, I've got photos. I'm going to bring these photos into my channel soon. You know, when I was at the 1999 season, I've got it on my membership video talking about the 1999 final, of course, guys. You know what I mean? When we didn't get fabricated fans, we didn't get none of them sort of things on YouTube trying to make money because they're having a divorce and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? The thing is, like, it was a great time to be alive. It was a great time to be alive. And you know what? I hope that Man United can reach that level again. I hope that one day we'll win the Champions League again and the league title again. So the Man United fans who haven't witnessed it, the young Man United fans, can witness what it felt like, what I felt like. Just a small bit of how I felt like back in them days, because it was an incredible time, of course, guys. Hold that, K-On. Absolutely. I do not like Keown. Obviously, when Keown went head to head with Ruud van Nistelrooy, I wish Roy Keane decked him. I don't promote violence, but I really do wish Roy Keane got involved in that and done the business on him, in my opinion. I really do believe that, of course. Absolutely. Try to think Martin Keown got it rather in his face after that mistake. Yeah, he did. And you know what? I didn't agree with that, what Martin Keown did. At the end of the day, it was a penalty. I feel it was a penalty to this day. I think it was a penalty. It was not a dive at the end of the day. And you know what? Martin Keown overreacted. And you know what? He can hold that because he didn't win the Champions League, did he, in the end, for Arsenal? One very, very overrated player, in my opinion. Absolutely. Matata, it was good luck, mate. We had it happen. We had leaders in the club. Absolutely. I mean, it was not good luck. Luck plays a part in football, of course. But even to this day, you know, sometimes you get lucky. That is life. In life, you get lucky. But at the end of the day, you know what? Ultimately, Man United were not lucky. Man United were hardworking, never say die. We represented Manchester United, the badge. That's what we did. You know, yes, there's an element, sprinkle of talent in there, of course. But we had people in our football club that understood who Manchester United were, the DNA of Manchester United. They understood the football club, of course, guys. That is what the most important thing was, of course. That free kick from Ronnie was so far. It was amazing. I was at that game, guys. I mean, I saw it from behind. It's an absolutely incredible strike, guys. And the way that the Emirates went so quiet, they went like zipped like this. And it was so, it was an absolutely, I have tingles down my spine thinking about it now. Unfortunately, Darren Fletcher got suspended against Arsenal for the final, you know, in the last minute. Of course, Arsenal had a penalty and he got suspended. And, you know, it kind of cost Man United because we needed that Darren Fletcher figure against Barcelona in the second final against them, of course, in a matter of 3 years, wasn't it, at the end of the day? So, you know what? Great memory nonetheless. Knocking out Arsenal convincingly like that was absolutely superb. Man United could have 4 or 5 on that day as well, not just 3. We could have 4 or 5. You know, we missed a lot of chances, especially in that opening 10, 15 minutes. Man United could have scored 4 goals. I'm telling you right now, Man United were absolutely on fire. And the great thing about that game is because before I went to that game, I used to work with a number of Arsenal fans, and they were telling me, you're going to get slapped up. We only won 1-0 in the first leg. You're going to get slapped up in this leg and stuff like that. And you know what? It didn't happen, did it? It didn't happen, did it? And you know what? This is why we're hated by Arsenal fans to this day. This is why we're hated, because we've done things like that to them. You know what I mean? And they can't come back with anything. The only thing they can come back, we won the league at Old Trafford. We won the league at Old Trafford, for crying out loud. We came invincible. Mate, let me tell you a little story about this invincible thing, right? If Man United wanted to, they would be invincible in the league season, right? Under Alex Ferguson. If Man United's priority was to be invincible, they would have been invincible. The thing is, Man United were fighting on more than one front. We would fight for the league, the FA Cup, the Premier League, and sometimes even the bloody League Cup we were fighting for. We're fighting on all fronts. So obviously, forgive us for losing the odd game here and there. Man United, if they really wanted to draw 15 odd games in the season and become invincible, we would have done it on more than one occasion under Alex Ferguson back then. But we were looking at the bigger prize, the bigger picture, of course, within the Champions League, because you only can be deemed an elite team if you win the Champions League, of course, guys. Absolutely. Ruined Arsenal. Big up, Mark. Yes, we did. Absolutely ruined Arsenal, of course. Sal went from Arsenal to Tottenham. That was, that one thing about Arsenal, I don't blame Sol Campbell as much, but you know what? That was a bad move, wasn't it? In regards to upsetting the Tottenham fans. But that's Arsenal. That's Arsenal. Arsenal don't care. Their fans lack a little bit of class sometimes, and they don't really care about that. They don't care about the fact that they got Sol Campbell from their greatest and most fiercest rivals. Of course, but they did improve them. Sol Campbell was an absolute baller, one of the greatest centre-backs of all time, of course, guys, if I'm being totally honest with you, absolutely baller. Look, you know what? When I look at Man United and I look at the greatest Man United team of all time, Man United, Arsenal combined 11. Man United, Arsenal combined 11, guys. So we're all going to agree that Schmeichel should be the goalkeeper for Man United, Arsenal combined 11, right? Schmeichel should be the Arsenal. Now, I want you guys to tell me who should be the right back for Man United against Arsenal combined 11, guys. And we're gonna go from there, of course. Schmeichel is a given, of course, guys. So I want to know what you think is going to be the right back. Let's go for the right back. Who's going to be the right back? That's my favorite thrashing. 8-2. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, Jim. A fantastic result. And you know what? A team, you know, it wasn't the best player for player, best team in the world. But what signified Man United so great back then was the fact that we were a team. We were always a team. We were not necessarily the best individuals. We were a team. And that was what's most important thing. And we knew each other's job to a T. We knew each other's job. We knew where this player is, what that player is. We were 2 steps ahead all the time, of course. So I wasn't talking about the ref favouring us in the old school talks. So we'll talk about the ref favouring us. No ref has favoured us ever, Mutata. Are you a United fan or not? No referee has favoured us ever. When did that? Can you name me a time when the referees favoured Man United? We lost the league title against Chelsea, being with a terrible refereeing decision. No referee has favoured Man United. Never ever favoured Man United at the end of the day. And I know that for a fact. You know, we've lost league titles from referees, you know what I mean, against us. But in regards to us, Man United were the best team in England, best team in Europe. So did they favour us in Europe as well? A bit crazy, isn't it? A bit of a crazy suggestion, of course. Absolutely. Hello, yo, big up below. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you. Mark, ruined the mental health of every team in the EPL, the Premier League. How many Liverpools were over Evertonians, Leeds, Spurs, Shaka Hislop, and Newcastle? The list goes on. They grew up hating Man United. Cheer up, Alan Shearer. Oh, what can it mean? Absolutely. You are my Solskjaer, my only Solskjaer. You make me happy when skies are grey. Alan Shearer is a Vindera, but please don't take my Solskjaer away. You know what? At the end of the day, those kind of songs were sung to these players throughout their whole career. Can you imagine how Alan Shearer felt when Man United won the treble? That could have been you, mate. That could have been you. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine these players in the Premier League? I mean, Shaka Hislop lost the Premier League to Manchester United, of course, in 1996. I love it if we beat them. I love it if we beat them, of course. He lost the title to Man United. Leeds United with Brian Dean and you know, I mean, obviously Gary McAllister, you know, and David Whelan and all these players, of course. Leeds United, they won the league against us, of course. Before we won the league, they won the league. They beat us. They picked us to the post. They won the league in 1992, of course, guys. But at the end of the day, Man United came back and they won the league, of course, guys. And that is what the most important thing was, of course, guys. Yeah, absolutely. We're hated by everyone. Hated, adored, never ignored. But that is to do with success. That's to do with the success that we've had over the years, of course, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Mark. Yeah, 3-1 United. We flipping the score on last year's Emirates VAR robbery. Hoyland has it from Gabriel, and I'm Garnacho does. I mean, someone explained to me exactly. People are talking about refereeing decisions. Someone explained to me how that Garnacho one was offside. Man United would have won that game last season, and it would have been completely different, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that knocked the stuffing out of us. The fact that, you know what, that they can do that to us. I mean, it's meant to be clear and obvious. It wasn't an offside, in my opinion. Absolutely. Dwight York, yes, headers on the bench. It's been replaced for years. I mean, what a signing he was, Dwight York, especially during that 1998, 99 season, an absolutely magnificent signing. Highly underrated, by the way, Dwight York, absolute baller. You know what I mean? Straight away scoring the goals against Charlton. I mean, he was just a man. I mean, I remember the goals he scored against Middlesbrough in the last minutes of the game. You know, the game against Liverpool in the Cup where he got us there. The goals against Juventus. You know what I mean? At the Deli Alpi, of course, guys, where he got the header to make it 2-2. Of course, the goals against Inter Milan, those goals, I mean, absolutely brilliant crosses from Beckham. Dwight York and Beckham were like telepathic as well. People talk about Andy Cole and Dwight York were telepathic, and indeed they were. But Beckham and Dwight York were also very telepathic. Beckham with the cross, Dwight York with the goal. Absolutely superb memories for me. One of the greatest signings Man United have had under the Sir Alex Ferguson period, because it just fit so well. We just done so well, you know what I mean, with that combination of Cole and Dwight York. Then we had Solskjaer and Sheringham coming in as well. It was a fantastic time, and Dwight York was an absolute legend for me. For the way he performed in that season, of course, guys. But let's not forget, we beat Arsenal 6-1, of course, and Dwight York has scored a hat-trick in the first half, of course, guys. So you know what? He's done a lot of damage against Arsenal as well. We all remember the goals that he scored against Arsenal in that game in particular, the 6-1 scoreline, of course, guys. Big up Dwight York. Took the third t-shirt off after scoring the solo goal. Absolutely, yes. In 1998-99, of course. So buckle up, buddy. We have a month of festival football. No international break. Crap. Can't wait, Jim. I love it. I'm fed up with the international break, to be honest with you. We've had too many international breaks over the last few months, haven't we? I mean, the Nations League, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? I don't know why we play the Nations League. It just confuses me why we're still playing that silly tournament. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't qualify you. I mean, it's good for the little teams. Don't get me wrong. It's good for the little teams, if I'm being totally honest with you. But in regards to, Premier League teams that, England, France, Spain, Portugal, I don't think it really helps them, of course. GK's going for a 2-2 draw. Would you take that, guys? Would you take that? Let the festivals begin. Big up, big in. Absolutely. Big games coming in. Big games coming in, guys. Absolute massive games coming in. I see United winning this. 1-2 goals, 2-1. Absolutely. I hope so, Ijoma. Big up, Ijoma, for joining me, of course, guys. Big up, of course. Good afternoon, boss. Good afternoon, Ijoma. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. What's the latest transfer gossip? Boss, nothing at the moment. Man United are interested in a number of players. I will be here all day if I told you about all the players that Man United are after. The main thing I want to worry about right now is Manchester United against Arsenal tomorrow. A massive game, of course, going forward for Man United, of course, guys. Absolutely huge game. Man United are interested in a number of players, in particular the left-back position. There's been talk about Milos Kerkez coming in. Of course, will cost around 40 million euros, of course, but he is a 20 million euro price tag. Obviously, they're going to add a double the fee because it is Manchester United. But that is one of a number of players that are on Manchester United's wish list. So there's going to be more as well. Come the summer, there's going to be more, of course. So back in those days, I fiercely hated Thierry Henry, but what a player. He was a fantastic player. Guys, look, I'm going to give you my at the end of the day, if I was to think about Man United versus Arsenal and a combined 11, right? At the end of the day, there's only this, right? For me, Schmeichel as a goalkeeper, Neville as a right back, Stam as a centre back, Vidic as a centre back, Irwin as the left back, Keane as a defensive midfielder, Ronaldo as a right wing back, fighting it out with Beckham, though it's close. Scholes as in that attacking midfielder position, Ryan Giggs on the left midfield, Rooney up front, and the only player that I would take from Arsenal, and I'm being honest, guys, during all the successful periods back then, I'm only taking Thierry Henry. That's the only player I'm taking, guys. If it's the first team, the only one who stood a chance of getting into that team, even then, I would prefer Andy Cole and players like that. Even then, right, is Thierry Henry. He's the only one who actually stands a chance, of course, absolutely. Cesar Wenger, best Premier League manager, and who the heck is Joseph? Absolutely. Big up, of course. I see nearly 2-0 United, bro. For some reason, I think we will score on the first attack due to the over-expectation on facing Sporting, and I know what to do when this is a different team. Mark, you know what? You got a good point, bro. You got a good point. At the end of the day, you know what? Everyone's expecting us to lose, isn't it? Paul Merson was talking today about how Man United are going to get annihilated, how Man United are going to lose, they're going to get slapped up, etc., etc., etc. This is not how football works, is it? At the end of the day, Man United will be ready. I hope we're ready. You know what I mean? And I mean, Ruben Amorim's army will go marching on. We beat Arsenal, guys. Anything can happen in this season. I really do think that it might be one of those seasons where a comeback could be on the cards, guys. I know you're going to think I'm absolutely crazy, but I really do think that a comeback could be on the cards. I really do. So I don't mind hating the show. I get you, Jim. No problem. I know you're a lovable guy, man. I know you're a good person, bro. You don't need to tell me. Obviously, bro, I got nothing but respect for you, Jim. And you know, I know what you mean in a rival sense. Absolutely. It was dislike, isn't it? I hated them myself. I said it back then in the 90s, Jim. I hate them. I bloody hate Arsenal. I hate them. That's what I used to do, of course, guys, back then, of course. Mid-block can dismantle Arsenal attack. I hope so, GK. Absolutely spot on. Good point. Absolutely. Manager the Wenger made Henry made striker from a winger and the Scolatore defender from a striker. Absolutely, that's true. Thierry Henry was a left winger at Juventus and throughout his career, and obviously Arsene Wenger turned him into a striker. And you know, Arsene Wenger was a great manager, of course, guys. He was a fantastic manager, guys. Kenny, I'm going with a 1-1 draw. Pearl's going with 2-2. Big up, Pearl. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. She's going with 2-2. One like, piece, and press the subscribe button. Thank you, Kazi, you legend. Absolutely. Jim, to all the fans here, let's get the winning fires. Believe it, speak. It is. If we win, you want speak. It is to life. We will win, period. Come on, Jim. Absolutely, Jim. Let's go for it. Let's have the confidence in the house, guys. We are Manchester United at the end of the day. We're Manchester United. That's what we are at the end of the day, and that's how we roll in the Manchester United way, of course, guys. Absolutely. Dalot. What about Dalot? What's happening? Give options. Okay, all right. When you think about, right, I'm going to tell you guys, listen, I've been watching football a very long time. So I'm going to tell you guys, right back options, Arsenal, Man United. Right back options, you can say right. You could say Lauren of Arsenal, if you like, right? You could say Dixon, you know what I mean, of Arsenal, if you like, or Winterburn, you can play there as well. If you want to go into the realms of that kind of thing, if you like that kind of thing, you can go into that. Centre backs, you've got obviously Sol Campbell, Tony Adams, of course, who used to play there. Pascal Sigon, of course, used to play there. Kolo Toure can also play right back, of course. You've got a number of players there, right, in that team. Martin Keown, Steve Bold. We're talking about Arsenal defenders right now, okay? We're talking about Arsenal. Ashley Cole used to play for Arsenal. Of course, Ashley Cole's one of my favorite players in regards to non-Man United players. I mean, you've got all those players, of course. I'm going to give you a number of options. I can give you options, guys. And there's a number of players that used to play for Arsenal that are fantastic, of course. You know what I mean? And if you think about the midfield, obviously Vieira, Ray Parla, you could Gilberto Silva, you could play there, Robert Perez, you could play there, of course, Mark Overmars, you got him there, of course, guys. He was brilliant as well, of course, as we all remember, of course, guys. Attacking wise, Nicolas Anelka, Thierry Henry, brilliant players, Sylvain Waltor, I mean, there's a lot of players there, a lot of rivalry in regards to Arsenal and Manchester United over the years, guys. Over the years, there's a lot of rivalry in regards to Arsenal and Man United. Not least, of course, we had a number of players there, of course, that had good games against us, and definitely. I mean, I remember Reyes was good against us. He was good when he played against us, of course. You know what I mean? Back in them days, Seaman used to always pull out blinders back in them days as well in goal, of course. Not to mention Lehman, Manninga in goal as well. There's lots of players, guys. I need to make a structured thing. But regardless of all the players that Arsenal had, I don't see many players dismantling any Man United players. I think the only one who has a chance is, of course, Thierry Henry. He was the only one who used to be the player who I felt was dangerous all the time. You know what I mean? Nicolas Anelka was good, of course, guys. But Thierry Henry is the only one for me, in my opinion. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what? One player that I used to dislike, right, and not many people say this, was Freddie Ljungberg. Freddie Ljungberg used to score a lot of goals against us, of course, guys. Back in them days, he used to score a lot of goals, of course. You know what I mean? So, yeah, a lot of players there, of course. I can go on for days. Mazraoui is right centre-back. It will be, my friend, it will be. Now, I'm going to go through this, guys. This is the team that I think will be against Arsenal tomorrow night, of course, guys. If we pick up the team from here, guys, this is the team that I think will play tomorrow. This is the team I think Ruben Amorim will pick, guys. The team is Hoyle Anana in goal. Luke Shaw will slot into that left-sided centre-back position. De Ligt and Mazraoui will be playing in the centre-back positions, guys. In my opinion, I think we won't move that too much. Dalot will be on the left side of the wing-back position. Ugarte and Casemiro will start in midfield. I think that should be the pivot. I think Man United should play a double pivot in there. Although Bruno can move into that number 8 role if you prefer, he can. Ahmad will continue as that right wing back position. Of course, hopefully he's fit. He did go off injured. Of course, I do feel that Rashford will slot into that team. He will walk into the team. Obviously, well, whether you like it or not, I think he will go ahead of Garnacho, sadly. But you never know what's going to happen, of course. Bruno Fernandes will continue in that position as our captain. He will continue playing in the game, of course, playing for Man United. Of course, he plays for Man United, but playing consistently, of course. Hopefully he has a very big game tomorrow. We need him tomorrow, absolutely. We need Captain Marvelous, Captain Fantastic. We need that type of, obviously, Bruno Fernandes, of course. I do believe Rasmus will start ahead of Xerxes. There's the controversial one. I do think Rasmus will start ahead of Xerxes. I believe it. I think Xerxes played well the last game, but I think Højlund will start this game. Ruben Amorim is in the process of, picking and getting his best team together. Of course, he's getting his best team together and making sure that he knows every single player before he decides what his best team is. But over the years, Ruben Amorim has been a rotational manager. He has been a rotational manager. So, you know what do you guys think of that lineup? Would you change anything? What would you do? Lenny Yoro will not play, guys. Before people say Lenny Yoro is not match fit. He will not play in the game. There might be a small chance he might be on the bench, in my opinion. But you know what? I don't think he will start. He will start. Definitely not start the game. In my opinion, I don't think he'll be in the squad tomorrow. He does need to get match fit, in my opinion. I really do think he does need to get match fit before we throw him into the deep end, of course. But I'm really excited in regards to Lenny Yoro coming back into the team, of course. Guys, of course, let's catch up with some of these comments, guys. Let's get it out. Manatuta, GK by everybody, 1999. Don't get that one. Absolutely. To Fisher, I know he's talking about 1999, of course. You're spot on, Sal. I see these refs all rubbish. They are against us. Absolutely. They've always been against us, which makes our achievements even more greater than they already are. Our achievements are already much more greater. Absolutely. Kotori, yo. GK, hit the like button. Don't forget. Thank you very much, GK. You legend. Thank you, bruv. Yorkie ironically played most of the right wing for Aston Villa before we signed him. He's a very versatile player, try-free, absolutely very versatile. But one thing about Dwight York, when he played against for Aston Villa, he always seemed to give us a tough game, in my opinion. Although, and I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, because I'm an honest guy, and I remember it to this day, I was shocked we signed Dwight York. I didn't think we will sign Dwight York. He was not the player that I thought, but little did I know that Alex Ferguson had a plan. And the plan just came to fruition, and Andy Cole and Dwight York, it just was a perfect match, wasn't it? It just a match made in heaven. I never forget the Barcelona game and the new camp, and we were like, it was like, ole, Man United were absolutely, playing with Barcelona then. A great Barcelona team. Louis van Gaal's Barcelona, of course. Man United were playing with them back then, as we remember, of course, guys. Big up, Kenny. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, bro. We need to close down on the Odegaard and Saka. I'm worried about our left-hand side if Dalot starts. I hope he doesn't start. And it is a worry for me as well. Saka against Dalot, that is a worry for me. And we have to be honest with ourselves that Dalot, his left-back, wing-back position is not his best position. I myself wouldn't play Dalot. And the reason is I play Mazraoui as a left side. But then again, we've got to look at the fact that we got injuries in defence. So Mazraoui is going to play the centre-back. It does look like Dalot will start tomorrow. And I wish Dalot the best of luck, in my opinion. I really do. Because Sal, I would prefer Schmeichel. I love Peter Schmeichel. I hate that when he went to City, and the shame for Tevez. Tevez was a problem. Obviously, we promised him a new contract. We didn't give him a new contract back in the time, but there's no reason for him to do what he did and show the disrespect that he did. But Tevez was fantastic. I never forget Ronaldo, Tevez, and Rooney was a fantastic threesome, of course. In regards to Peter Schmeichel, I would say back then Manchester City were rubbish. Manchester City were not a threat to us. So it didn't really matter back then. When you look at it now in hindsight, yeah, it matters because Man City are doing what they're doing at the moment by hook or by crook or by thieving or whatever they're doing. You know what? It hurts a little bit more now when you think about it. I personally feel that Schmeichel should have stayed another season. He said himself that he would have stayed another season if he was offered the contract. He changed his mind. But you know what? At the end of the day, he done that. He went to Man City. He didn't really do anything at Man City, to be honest with you. Man City were rubbish back then. You know what I mean? But yeah, it did leave a little bit of a bitter taste, if I'm being honest, of course. Tevez is a scumbag. He is definitely a scumbag. Yes. Hello, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Lost a bit of respect for these two, to Sal, Schmeichel and Tevez. Yeah, you do, don't you? Naturally, Jim, we all do. At the end of the day, we just wish he didn't do it, isn't it? We wish he didn't sign for Man City. It is what it is. Good. What's going on, Sid Craft? How you doing? Long time no see, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, man. Long time. Bilal, I think tomorrow's game, there will be quite a lot of changes. And we all know mainly when Sandro will be dropped. Amorim will play Maguire as central centre-back, left centre-back. Luke Shaw will be coming in as the right centre-back. Luke Shaw will be left side centre-back, Bilal. Luke Shaw won't be playing right centre-back, my friend. It will be Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw can't play right. He's never played right. He don't play right. He will play right, left-sided centre-back. And, yeah, that's what will happen. Lissandro Martinez is suspended. He's not dropped. Mainu is suspended. He's not dropped. So those players are missing because they are suspended. They're not dropped, my friend. Absolutely, absolutely. GK, but was also on back then for us on the left. We had Dennis Phil Neville. They were all great. We had a great squad, my friend, a fantastic squad. We had a captain, and we had a squad of captains. If I was going to say anything, the biggest compliment is that we had a squad full of captains. A squad full of captains. Bilal plus Bruno will play a little deeper with Emmanuel Ugarte and Garnacho, and Rashford will be behind the strikers. Rashford, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Ugarte is the deeper player, not Bruno, my friend. Let me have a look. Bilal, Amarim seen is a press conference that is difficult to manage the fitness of all these players. So Ahmad will be dropped and Mazraoui and Dalat will start. We can't because Mazraoui, who's going to play centre back? Luke Shaw will not play right centre back. That's no way, mate. He won't play right centre back. It'll be Mazraoui at the end of the day. It won't be. I mean, this is Arsenal, Bilal. This is not Stoke. This is Arsenal, man. They don't play right defence. He's never done that. I'll be honest, I'll be honest, win, lose, or doesn't matter. We just want to see a good team game. I want to see a win at the moment. I think it's too early days to be worried about style of football right now. It is only the fourth game that Ruben Amorim is going to be in charge. And I just want us to win the game, to be honest, of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. GK Konato was a striker. Wenger made a set. Yes, he was. Yeah. I was around then. Let's not forget. Absolutely. Bergkamp was the best player, I believe. Yeah, he was. He was. I think Henry was their best player in the last 30 years, if I'm being honest. Of course, no comment from Sigurd so far. Big up, everyone. Of course, big up. Oh, big up, Asif. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. But salam alaikum wa alaikum salam, everyone. Of course, guys. Hope you're all good. Of course, legends in the chat. Henry and Bergkamp, fantastic partnership. Of course. All good, bro. Big up. Neville roughed up Reyes so much he ran out of England. Absolutely. No, R.I.P. Reyes, guys. R.I.P. Juan Reyes, of course, who passed away. Let's not forget. So obviously sad for Reyes and his family at such a tender young age, of course, guys. Absolutely. Big respect to Reyes. Fantastic player, of course. What did I miss out? Nothing. A lot. I've been picking my best team. I've been talking about the past, talking about historical events and stuff like that in regards to Man United and stuff like that. Literally, I've been talking non-stop for the last 50 minutes, my friend. Big up, Asif. Sal, I'm always Asif. I'm always good, brother. For big up, of course, the legend. So Sal, I found a nice curry for you. Big up. No, I haven't. Sal, Freddie has a wicked hairstyle. Absolutely, yeah. Freddie Ljungberg, he lost it though, didn't he? He lost it. Mr. Entitled, absolutely, Kazi. He will play because he's entitled, absolutely. So the day Rooney scored that volley against Arsenal was the day I felt like to be a footballer myself and wish Sir Alex Ferguson signed him. The next season, the gaffer brought him to United, absolutely. I mean, it wasn't a volley, it was on the floor. It was a dead ball. He curled it into the top corner, didn't he? Absolutely, yeah. I concur, Asif, I concur. He was a fantastic player and really glad we signed him, and he was unstoppable at that time. I think it'd be 2-2. I'll take that Sid Craft. I'll take that Madhavan Sid. I will take that myself, definitely. Big up, everyone. I strongly disagree with you, about Ahmad and starting. Mazraoui will play there. There will be our defense. You can't disagree with me, mate, because it's absolute. I've been hearing that. You know what? Mazraoui will be playing centre back, and he's going to play centre back. He will not play right centre back. Shaw will not play right centre back. Bilal, listen to me. I'm not a child. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I respect your opinion, but he is not going to play Luke Shaw as a right centre back, guys. Luke Shaw as a right centre back. Luke Shaw as a right centre-back. Come on, man. I've been watching football, Bilal, 40 years, a long time. I've been watching Man United a long time. I mean, you've been on the show. I know you're young. I know you don't quite grasp what positioning is and stuff like that, my friend. But yeah, no, absolutely not. Luke Shaw, right centre-back, absolutely not. I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, unless Euro comes in that team, who's going to come in that team? Unless Maguire comes into the team. If Maguire comes into the team, then you can say that Mazraoui will play as a right wing back. I don't think Maguire will play, though. But Luke Shaw, right centre-back, will not happen, my friend. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Big up. Should Amarim be forgiven if he loses the game with dignity and decent score? It's too early to start criticising him, of course, my friends. Too early. I think United will finish 6th or 7th at the end of the season and will win the Europa League. Would you take that, guys? Mad Advanced. Guys, would you take that? Would you take that? I am back home. I am back home, Massive. Absolutely. I've been around. I've been traveling a lot this last couple of days, of course. Absolutely. Rice is playing or some Arsenal CDM. Yeah, Rice will play. Yeah, definitely will play. Yeah, we have to be ready for that midfield. We have to win the midfield. Malacia or Dalot at left wing back. It will happen, yeah, I think. Definitely, probably Dalot, if we're being honest with ourselves. Why are you concerned for There's different subject concern. We have Garnacho as our super sub, absolutely, GK. Malacia is still getting back to the pace. I agree, of course. Sal, we also get Michael Owen for a while. That was a bit strange back then. It was strange, yeah. I mean, and then back then, Jim, I would say that's the beginning when you started to feel like the Glazers' ugly hand started to show itself, didn't it? The Glazers' ugly hand started to show itself. I think Nietzsche is a better captain than Bruno. Could be, of course. 103 watching, guys. Let's all thank you, GK, you legend. How you doing, Teddy? Hope everything's good. Do you think Amarim is the best manager since Ferguson? Teddy, remains to be seen, my friend. Remains to be seen. I'm not going to get too overconfident in regards to it, but you know what? I'm hopeful, fingers crossed, he does become a fantastic manager for Man United. I really do. Hope so. He has the aura. He does have that, of course. I think so. We can still make the top 4 and it will be a success given the disastrous start of the season we are in. I hope Champions League will be blessing if we could make it. Absolutely. Europa League will be a massive blessing, of course, if we do make it, of course, guys. How many Man Tatas are in the chat, guys? How many? I hate when women's Twitter account from Arsenal who say they will be post intimate content. Arsenal win against United. What the? Yeah, I hate them as well. Man Tuta, I do like. I mean, I don't like what they do, what they represent. I agree, mate. I agree. I do. I know what you mean. Absolutely, brother. I'm saying left centre back. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, Bilal, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. I mean, I would if he plays left side of centre back. Who's going to play in the right side? The centre back. It's going to be De Ligt and excuse me. So it's going to be De Ligt and Mazraoui. It's going to be De Ligt and Mazraoui, unless we play Maguire, which I don't think we're going to play Maguire, guys. He's not quite there yet in regards to his fitness. So Mazraoui will play right centre back, and you know what, Ahmad Romain as left wing back, right wing back. That's what's going to happen, guys. In my opinion, we'll have to wait and see. Bilal. It was an error, my friend. No problem, Bilal. I love you, brother. No problem. So we're only having a debate here at the end of the day. You know, debates, they're yes and no, no and yes, no and yes. You know how it is, brother. Would you start Garnacho or Rashford? I would start Garnacho myself, but Rashford will start. I'm almost certain that Rashford will start the game. I'm almost 100% certain Rashford will start the game. He has a good record against Arsenal, for being honest, though, doesn't he? Luke has actually played a left central back, but right centre back, no football knowing head cannot even take that. I think he made a mistake, as if I forgive Bilal, of course. De Ligt or Nietzsche can be the future captain. So I agree, Asif, 100%. They've got the mentality. Well, I said Maguire's a centre back. Yeah. It could happen, but I don't think Maguire's fit, Bilal. I don't think Maguire's fit. Right centre back. You know what I mean? I mean, Ahmad will play there because we're going to play a backs against the wall, counter-attacking, and Ahmad would be brilliant there. In my opinion, Bilal. But respect you, bro. Respect you, of course. Absolutely. But we will see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow, Bilal. But most important thing, guys, whether we agree or not, what is the most common thing we have with each other? We want to win the game, of course. We want to win the game. Of course, guys. That is what we want to do, of course, guys. It was okay. It was okay, GK. It was okay, in my opinion. It was okay. Guys, it's been a fantastic show. It's been brilliant. I've absolutely loved it, guys. I've been traveling all day. I've been non-stop, guys. I'm still bringing the content to you, of course, guys. Passionate about the craft, of course. But you know what? It's a massive day tomorrow. I'm a little bit edgy in regards to tomorrow, of course. I don't like Arsenal, little secret. Being raised in London, I never liked Arsenal, of course, guys. But there are a number of great memories that I can share. You know, we've had some great wins at Ivory. We haven't done as well at Emirates, unfortunately. You know, I mean, they're few and far between. We do need a better record against Arsenal at the Emirates, of course, because you know what, Man United against Arsenal should be a lot more closer. in regards to who we are, our stature as football clubs, you know, and not winning at the Emirates for a number of years does drive me crazy, you know. And if we win tomorrow, it will be a fantastic win, and it will set us up nicely for the rest of the season. I really do. I think this game is like a make or break kind of game. I think it's a game that we win the game, we're going to go on an amazing run. I really do. But no, if we do lose the game, guys, I want to tell you this, right? Do not overreact. It is early days. Ruben Amorim's going to get his team together. Man United have not won at the Emirates since 2019. Guys, 2019, you're looking at 6 years ago almost. Do you know what I mean? So Man United not won since that time. So look, don't take it. I mean, we all want to win the game, but let's not jump on Ruben Amorim so quickly. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to be a tough game for any team in the world playing at Arsenal. And if we win the game, I'm not going to help but be excited. I'm going to be absolutely buzzing, guys. I'll be absolutely off my head. I will. I promise you. You know what I mean? And because I don't like Arsenal. Nothing against them, but historically, I don't like them. And then obviously that'll set us up nicely for the Pilsen game and the Man City game. Obviously, we got Arsenal as well in the FA Cup, guys. Man United will play Arsenal in the FA Cup, another rigged FA Cup tie, of course, guys. When you look at the fixtures that other teams got, Liverpool got Accrington Stanley, Chelsea got Morecambe, Tottenham got Tamworth. Do you know what I mean? Man City got Salford. Bit mad, isn't it? You know what I mean? Man United get Arsenal. And that is one thing that upsets me, of course. Absolutely. So, how about doing a live stream ratings, and maybe we can do a team selection voting as well? Give it a thought. Just to suggest, I know about it, mate. I need to get the technology to do it. I need to find a website that can do it. Actually, find a website that can do it, of course. No problem. Yeah, look after each other, guys. Be good to each other. We're all family in this chat, guys. We all agree. We disagree. That's life. That's football. You know, you can disagree. It's allowed, by the way, guys. Don't worry about disagreeing. We're all friends here, guys. Absolutely. So don't worry about disagreements. At the end of the day, this is not gospel. We're predicting. We're predicting what's going to happen. And talking about predictions, I'm going to give my score, guys. I'm going to give my score. The score will be Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. I'm going with that, guys. I'm going with that. 3-2 to Man United. I put my head in there. So we will win tomorrow. There is a first for everything. No matter what, we're Man United fans. We support Ruben Amorim all the way. Big up, Jim. Love the comment. Love the comment, of course. 3-2 United. You said the same with me. Asim, you said the same with me. Absolute legend. Thank you so much. Everyone, of course, in the stream today. It's been a fantastic show. Guys, please, I'm literally like, what is it? How many about 19 away from 5,000 subscribers, guys? Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video as well. You're absolute legends. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox. I'll see you tomorrow for Breaking Dawn. It is match day tomorrow. We're buzzing for it. Let's get it in, guys. We can do this, guys. We can do this. Have a fabulous evening, afternoon, morning, night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me. You guys are the true legends here. Thank you. See you later. Bye.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Is that another one from Moyland? Yeah, there you go. See what happens when you feed your bloody striker, mate.
Oh, good.